A master of disguise trades blows and chess moves with a professor who wants the world to burn for profits. Here we are. Welcome back down to the bar for episode 17, season 2. Long play video, also known as the season of Cocktails and Shattered Dreams. We're going through Kev's 100 favourite films of all time. We've gone through the 90s where we were promised good movies and were spectacularly disappointed. And now we're up to number 84. Which is starting to obviously get into the second wave of good movies, according to you.
Yes.
Coming down to the bar for the first time, having found her way out of the video shop, Carla's come down to join us for this week. Carla, welcome to season 2. Welcome to the bar.
Thank you. I'm parched. I'm so happy to be here. What a nice change of scenery.
It's you will have heard Poppy's description of the bar, so you'll be very familiar with the layout and everything.
Just make yourself
obviously listening to season 2 a lot more than season 1, as everyone claims, but no one actually is following through.
The data doesn't
I'm just looking
say
at
that.
Stats.
Yes.
In fairness, I never claimed.
That's true. There's no claims, just truth.
You have listened to 2 minutes of season 2, so you were up on season 1, but that was just the description for this podcast. Welcome down. So today's movie from that very quite easy.
Yes,
I think a few weeks ago you said that you were going to start making the descriptions harder, but you went very easy this time.
I did go easy with this one. Yes.
Yeah. Was 2011's Sherlock Holmes, The Game of Shadows, or Sherlock Holmes 2.
Yes. For the US.
Robert Downey Jr., Jude Law, Guy Ritchie.
Yes.
Obviously. First of all, Carla, was that the film that you watched? we always have to check.
Yes, and I'm very pleased to say I got to experience it in 2 languages, German and English, due to my own idiocy. So
amazing.
Were you like, wow, the German version, everyone sounds much angrier. I don't know why it is.
But yeah, I did watch the correct one. I did need to clarify beforehand, but
it's good.
Kev, Sherlock Holmes 2 then. I presume that Sherlock Holmes 1 is on the list, but is higher up.
Who's to know? I mean, I know.
But even you.
You're right, true. Do I even remember? What is this list you talk about?
Exactly. I'm just making up every week. Am I supposed to have some sort of list?
Exactly. 59?
Talk us through it. So, why is it on the list?
Yeah.
When was the first time you watched it?
I think, you've just nailed it, right? It's just like saying those 3 characters, right? So you've got Jude Law, Robert Downey Jr., and Guy Ritchie. I mean, it's just the Holy Trinity come together, right? You've got, I think I do quite like Guy Ritchie films. I think he brought a different way of directing films when he first came on the scene. And then to get to...
How many Guy Ritchies on the list?
At least 2, I can tell you that. Possibly 3.
I would say, I was going to go with, there was definitely 3 or 4. There's definitely 3 on the list.
I think.
And so it was like, are you going to have one of the originals as well? Was the question?
Yes. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? But
how many has he made?
Films, Guy Ritchie, 4.
Yeah. Then there's 4 on it. He said it was such a domination.
He's made loads of films.
It's definitely both of these, and then the Madonna one, and then
obviously, and then the one with David Beckham in Arthur, was it, or whatever that one was.
Exactly. No, he's done loads. It's like like 15.
It's got a very specific style, and I do think I quite like that style.
Yeah.
And I think that was really good, his general style, and I have liked his films. And then I think with this, you then bring two huge A-listers into it, that really at the time, really like right on their game, I'd say, and they work so well together. And then you then add in that extra bit of the sort of forward thinking sort of like slow-mo type scenarios, like the whatever you might want to call it. And that was like brand new. I don't think I'd ever seen anything do that before. So that was a very clever trick that he introduces, where you're like, oh, I'm seeing the scene play out, and they're narrating over the top of it, this kind of way that you'd think Sherlock Holmes might think. And then obviously then they play it out, and it's like when it just speeds through the actual action. So I think that was a very clever. So all of that together, I think all worked really well. And I'm sure the other film probably will be on the list. And so when I first saw it, I was very impressed. And I think this version amped everything up, as with many films when they take on the sequel. It amps it up, but then some of it falls short, which is why it's sort of further down the list. But no, I remember it being good. This one definitely, I feel like there's a lot more scenes with just Downey Jr. and Jude Law, and they really like cooked together. I feel like they were like, let's just like watch them. It's almost like this film is action scenes and then just them two together. That's kind of like the summary of it, and then just some other bits and pieces go on. But I think it's still good. Like I remember thinking this was great. I was looking forward to it coming out. I'd still hoping that they make a third film. I think that'd be good as well. But yeah, definitely after the first film, I was so excited to see this. And then I think, when I first watched it, it was good, but probably fades a bit, I would say, which we'll see what you think about it on the rewatch score. But yeah, what about you guys?
Do you remember, like, was it cinema? You were queued up waiting to get your ticket at midnight? Or?
Can you imagine? Yes, that definitely sounds like me. So let's just say yes. No, definitely I wasn't doing that. But I saw it at the cinema. It was one of those things, I think it was, I don't know if you don't have the same volume of films nowadays, I think, where you're like, oh, I'm really looking forward to something to go and see at the cinema. And because it feels like when you're like looking forward to see something and then you can't go 1 week, I feel like it's left the cinema before I've even got a chance to see it. Like it's moves onto streaming so quickly now.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a shame. But obviously in those days it didn't happen, and you were specifically looking to films like this. So I remember looking forward to this and then watching it in the cinema. Like, and on the big screen, like the action scenes in this film are just, if there's something that Jude Law with Guy Ritchie does well, it's definitely action scenes. I mean, the forest scene is just amazing. I mean, we'll get into it, but yeah, so that's what I remember. So yeah, more than normal, which is great.
I mean, it's was it 15 years ago now? So it's,
maybe that's the cutoff point. Yeah, maybe that's it. 15 years and backwards. Then sadly, it's not 15 years and forwards.
I don't remember anything about the first one, but unfortunately that was a couple of years earlier.
Yeah.
Carla, did you watch this at the cinema? Do you remember watching the first time? To be
honest, I couldn't remember if I'd seen it or not. And this again, referencing my idiocy, one of my notes is like, I like how Guy Ritchie-esque this movie is, not realizing he had directed it until I saw his name at the end. I don't know how I missed it.
Well, there you go. You nailed it. He'd be super happy. He'd be yeah.
I wonder who did direct this. So yeah, I don't know if I had seen it before, but I've definitely seen it now. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Like, I did enjoy it very much. And to the points that you're saying, Kev, like the action scenes, the slow motion and everything, those are like the highlights, I think, for me. So I'll pause there for now. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into it. Well, funnily enough, it's a trip down memory lane because I watched this in New York. Funnily enough.
Oh, here we go.
It's like we're back. It's like we're back
it's just
4 years ago.
Start of season one.
Start of my list.
Yes.
Yeah, I went to. It was a double bill with Mission Impossible 4, funnily enough, and it was
Nice.
Times Square, and we got out around like 2:30 in the morning, and I was just like, "Why is it so bright?" Because the lights in Times Square basically mean it's daytime. I was just like, "This is weird.
Yeah,
You're
wow.
outside in the middle of the night, and it's just really bright." So, yeah, I
What
remember
order?
it.
Do you
Yeah, I remember
remember?
it well. I went to see it. It was this and then Mission Impossible 4.
Yeah, nice.
Good
I don't
double
really
bill.
remember what Mission Impossible 4 that is.
That's not
But-
the one with Henry Cavill in, is it?
Don't know.
No, I don't know. Yeah,
I only know- I
your
only know
memory
the
for
third
Mission
one,
Impossible
and I'm only
is
looking
the
for the
same
third
as my
one.
memory for all films, so which is fair. At least yours is
They're
only
just
one
all
series.
the same. All the Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
All the Mission Impossibles are the same, apart from the third one because it has Philip Seymour Hoffman in it, and he.
Did you
Yeah.
just really want to get in a disguise after watching both of those films back to back?
I mean, I was wearing my beard, but that's just I always do that when I'm in the US. So. Going all the way back to traveling to watch them, and yeah, I remember sort of really wanting to go and see it because the first one had just been so different and had I think for Guy Ritchie had kind of not maybe brought him back, but I think he was struggling a little bit, right? Because he did have Swept Away with his then wife, which was a little bit of a disaster. It's 3.6 on IMDb, which is a bit harsh. And then Rock and Roller, but funnily enough, I didn't watch Rock and Roller. Because I was a bit like, yeah, all right. We kind of I've watched Lock, Stock, and obviously when he came onto the scene with Lock, Stock, it was amazing. And then Snatch, you're like, okay, yeah, no, like good. And then just as soon as I saw the advert for Rock and Roll, I was a bit like, yeah, all right, we get it.
Yeah.
we
Snatch
we
again.
understand.
Yeah.
And
Is it like Die Hard?
Yeah, and just
It's
didn't really think
like
that there was
Snatch in a
Yeah,
park. It's like Snatch.
Die Hard on a boat.
Yeah.
Die Hard on a bus. So I think I was a little bit like, okay, whatever. And then watching the first Sherlock Holmes, and then this was sort of like, oh, actually, this is something new, right? And it's still very Cockney geezer, but it is also something new and something we hadn't seen particularly before. So
I think that the having the actors really elevates it. I think that really pulls it into a different type of Guy Ritchie film. I think having Downey Jr. and God, what have you forgotten his name?
Jude Law.
Jude Law.
I just think and obviously they work very well together as well. I think they just elevate the Guy Ritchie-ness to a next level. I think that really helps. And then obviously having those two in the film means that he probably gets bigger budgets as well. So, he can then do bigger explosions and stuff. So the only sad thing is that Jason Statham isn't in this film.
You're dissing Statham then? Well, yeah, you're dissing Statham being in Snatch, surely. You're like, oh yeah, now that he's got some proper actors. That's unlike you.
I think Statham is worthy of many Oscars, but other people disagree with me for some reason.
Has Statham ever done the kind of posh English accent they both had, though? Has he ever had one in a movie, or do they always go with his...
It's hard to say, because he's done so many films now where he's just like the moody individual that's like about to destroy a government, a terrorist plot or something. So it's hard to remember what he used to be like. I mean, I remember him being in Snatch and actually being like a good actor. And then, not that, he does what he does and I love his films, but I don't know. I can't really remember anything outside of that he's done.
You have to go back to the pre-action days, and that's a long time ago now. Definitely
too long ago.
2011 in your memory. So
yes.
Yeah.
To drink then.
So we'd obviously get a drink in. Carla, this is different. It's not you bringing back a video. You get to pour yourself a drink. What will you have as we chat about Sherlock Holmes?
I think for this it's gonna just have to be gin.
Wow.
Straight up gin.
Wow.
Nice.
Yes, okay.
Very 19th century.
Feels of the time.
Yeah.
Either that or embalming fluid.
Yeah, wow.
So
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just,
Go
it's a period piece as well. So I just straight
Well,
up gin.
good luck,
Maybe-
Carla. I mean, it's a
maybe we'll get
2-hour
you a-
film. It's you can have some fun with some pure gin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I already started before I got here. No.
We'll get you a nice dirty glass for it as well, just so you can really live
Yeah, a
that,
little crack in it.
that 19th century life.
Yeah.
And please.
Yeah, wow. How are you going to top that,
Why
Andy?
Nice.
did you guys pick something more refined?
No, I mean a little bit, but like actually, funnily enough, in the same keeping. So I went for a smoked rum old fashioned because I feel like 19th century needs to be rum because I think it's just it's and it needs to be smoky. There needs to be some sort of element of
Mini
of smoke
explosion.
in it for
Some
for
gunpowder.
for Sherlock Holmes and exactly like and bad air quality.
Bad air quality.
Went for the rum old fashioned rather than the
nice.
the typical because
nice.
the typical was I can't drink whiskey anymore. So
Fair.
Well, that sounds like a story for another podcast.
Yeah, wow, yeah. Let's see what happens there. That's season 3, Andy's therapy years.
There's 18 seasons of another podcast that I do on whiskey. So
which blackout did this movie remind you of?
Yeah, exactly. So I remember this time I was in New York and I'd had 12,000 gins. And they're like,
I was trying to sell my
3 in
own
the
gin.
morning.
They're like, Andy, you're not doing the podcast now. It's just us here. You can just talk to me directly.
That's basically how most of the nights at the bar end. So it's fine. Well, Kev, what did you have?
Well, I've got a little bit less posh. I've got more for the just what you have for a drink after you spent your entire day wherever in the mine, in the factory, just destroyed your lungs. Just gone for a pint of old speckled hen. So yeah,
Nice.
Very nice.
yeah, reminds me of
Traditional.
yeah, previous
Drink
times.
of the people.
Exactly. I know. So yeah,
Okay, distinct, different vibes going on.
yes, we're all going to be in very different shape at the end of this podcast.
It's a great round to order at the bar though. Everyone's like trying to guess who's drinking what.
Yeah.
We'll take it in turn each to have one of our drinks each time.
Yeah.
So we'll spin the tray round, whatever finishes in front of you. Will be the one you have this one. Cool.
Yeah. So what did you guys think then? Did you? Yeah. Well, let's go to you then, Carla, first, as you've watched it twice.
one word reaction in German or English.
Yeah, that's true.
Feel free to
Don't give me too many options there. Richie-esque. No, I think
he's going to be so
it
happy
was
when he listens to
exciting.
this.
I think the word for me is exciting.
Yeah.
I think so. My completely honest review of it is I feel it could have been a tiny bit shorter because then like the action packedness, I don't know, I guess I was like craving that more throughout the film because they are just such amazing, like the cinematography of those bits is just fascinating. But I can imagine they are just so hard to create or like so intricate to create, so I understand why the whole film can't be like that. But no, I thought it was really entertaining. It did remind me of the time I saw the first one and I was like, oh yeah, I know how this is going to be.
Yeah.
And I totally agree. I think the dynamic between the two of them is so impressive. I think it's such a shame that Rachel McAdams is like in it for 2 minutes or less, like 30 seconds, I guess, combined. Because I just think she's such a great actress. But what an amazing cast. I mean, just like even some of the other faces that you see in it for Peaky Blinders and Mad Men and all these people that went on or did before amazing things. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did definitely remember. I thought Rachel McAdams was in this film more than she is. I mean, I know she's in the first one more, but like she just disappears, and you're like, why is she? this film at all. It is a bit strange.
What's going on? I think it's funny. I think I couldn't remember because the scene is quite a sort of memorable scene, and when it happened, I was almost like, oh, I thought this was from the first one. Like,
Yeah,
and I
gotcha.
was like, is it in the first one as well? Like, do they mess around with the timing of it? Or
there's some very similar
yeah,
scenes, I think, that they use in both.
Yeah.
Which we may or may not find out about.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Well, yeah. My one word was explosive.
Nice. In keeping with the theme, very nice.
Yeah, it's about the action and and also like the filming and the shots of like inside the cannon and the actually inside the rifles and stuff like that are great. That is just you almost you sort of you haven't seen it. I would slightly I don't know, I'd slightly disagree with like the Jude Law and
you don't think they get on well?
I feel like they overdo it, to be honest with you. I feel like they have just like I almost when they turn up at his wedding and like he wakes him up and he gets him out and they just sort of look at each other. That is almost for me like that's better, like seeing them together. But then the amount of times where they do the finishing each other's sentences, I was just a bit like, I get that this is good and it was good in the first one, but actually like it's like action set piece, witty dialogue, and you're like, I get it, but actually can we have something else? Like, just maybe it's too much of a good thing. It's too.
Can I ask
too much rum.
Can I ask your take on the finishing their sentences? At one point, I was like, because it's hard to know, are they doing it because they're competing with each other or because they're collaborating? Like or is it a bit of both? Which do you take it as?
So that would be my kind of complaint with like this dynamic as opposed to other Sherlock and Watsons, which I think we should definitely talk about. That like. Watson is maybe a bit too clever and Sherlock is a bit too much action. And like I think what you get in like the Cumberbatch version is that they are very separate, right? And actually like almost I think with this because Jude Law I would say Jude Law plays Watson a lot better in my opinion than Bilbo. But like I think I think like that's the problem, isn't it? Is that like, he's still like having the quick sort of thinking, like, and finishing the sentences and stuff. And you're a bit like, it's almost sort of better when actually, if he was just the action guy and wasn't on the same wavelength. I don't know.
I think they get it. They get it right.
Cross over too much, almost.
Too similar.
I think the first one it works really well, and then maybe you're right. Maybe there's. Like I wrote that as a note. I was like, there are a lot of scenes where it's just them, and I think it's very like I think to your point, Andy, that's where it becomes actually noticeable. Where you're like, hold on, this is sort of happening again. It sort of interrupts the story almost a bit because there are a lot of them, and I get it. You kind of it's always the problem, isn't it, with the sequel? You think everything works so well, so you've got to keep some of the similar elements because people enjoyed the original. But how do you make it better? And then obviously, everyone has different ideas of what they want to do to make it better, and you try and make everything bigger. But I think you're right. I think definitely, I mean, we'll get to like what you would remove, but I think there's definitely one plot that you could just remove completely. And then I think you could definitely have more scenes. Like, I don't think they need as many with Jude Law and Robert Downey Jr. I think the ones that if they, to your point, Andy, just keep them sharper and smaller. Like they still were, but you don't need to have as many of them, and it's extended. I think you could have had more scenes with Downey Jr. and Moriarty. I think there wasn't enough of them because those two actually, like the final scene, like you're like, oh God, you forget like how good that is when they're playing the chess. Then it's like the mind chess, and you're like, no, you're not the only one here. I'm also here, and then he's doing the reverse of, thinking in his head. So, I think that was really good, and they could have done that. I think they tried. They do overcook it a little bit. They have too many scenes together, but But it's still like a very enjoyable film. I think there's still a lot of like good things in it. Definitely a lot of good explosions. So you can never go wrong with a good explosion.
That's a big tick for you. Well, I mean, comparing it to other, like, and obviously especially to, the Cumberbatch, would you say, because this was obviously like the first one came out just before, and I think maybe this actually came out just before the series did as well, and like we hadn't had a Sherlock Holmes for ages, and this kind of reignited it. Stroke was happening all at the same time. Where do you sort of think this fits in then with the series with Cumberbatch?
What do you think, Carla?
I think I do. It's hard to compare them like completely because they just feel very different. But I think I do prefer Cumberbatch. Is that okay to say?
No.
Cumberbatch.
I mean, I don't think either of them are listening. So.
Maybe I mix the two together. Like I just feel like I feel like this one is more comedic leaning, maybe somehow. Than
I think if you compare the first film to the Cumberbatch series, it's tighter. I think it'd be a lot closer. I think this one, I don't think the sequel hits all the right points. I think they overdo it, and it doesn't work as well for this film. I think it's still a good film, but it's doesn't work. Sorry, I would admit it.
Hollywood's calling.
Someone's brought a dog down to the bar. What's going on? This is supposed to be a no dog zone.
We've traveled back in time. There are no rules like that. But I think that if I can continue, well, should I continue?
Keep going. We can do it without Kev, to be honest.
I've just got to pick up a parcel. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. Hold on. You guys keep going.
We're going to keep this in the pod as well. We're definitely not editing this out.
Oh my God, it's the parcel. And then Robert Downey Jr. is going to get up off the couch behind.
Oh, so you prefer Cumberbatch, do you, Carla? Is that an American accent? Is that a British accent? We're not sure. But he's going to be like, oh, so you prefer Cumberbatch?
No, what I found, and tell me if you get this as well. I find it hard not to see Robert Downey Jr. as Robert Downey Jr. when he's in anything, because he's just such a charismatic person, his face, like everything. So I can't lose myself in the fact that he's playing a character. I'm like, oh, listen to him doing an English accent. And I remember when these things happen in other films. And I think with Benedict Cumberbatch, I'm just like, oh yeah, he's Sherlock Holmes. Like, he just totally fall into it.
Yeah, well, because it was his first kind of role as well. But I think, for me, like he errs into Iron Man and Tony Stark a bit too much in this one. I do think in the first one he separates them out and he is a different character. In this one, it feels a bit closer to like his Tony Stark as far as like I'm a mad genius.
Flamboyant personality, and at one stage he really looks like the Joker as well after he's had the lipstick on. Did you see that?
No.
Like he has the full, and then I was like, then I was losing myself, and wow, I wonder what it'd be like if he played the Joker.
Yeah, he'd be a good Joker. That would be,
that
would be good. Yeah, well, and also almost sort of quite Chaplin as well. I think like that's because it's a very physical role for him, and so I do think that like his Chaplin as well, because he is that kind of physical, like tripping and like falling down but not falling down. There's definitely part of that as well. His RDJ's accent is a bit more all over the place.
Yeah,
in this as well.
Is that
was?
Do you think that gets exacerbated?
They've kind of walked. Well, she walked in and out, and she was like, "Why is he British sometimes and American other times? Is that like is that something that he's doing?" And I was like, "No, I think that's just he's got a bad accent."
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
Do you think it gets exacerbated because he's surrounded by Stephen Fry, who couldn't be more British
and unnecessary?
That's the bar.
No.
I thought he sounded, if you close your eyes, he sounds exactly like Tyrion from Game of Thrones. They've got they must have had the same voice coach or something because that accent that they have is like the exact same.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe he
I
went
was very
to
distracted by different thoughts.
Was this during the German version? Or?
You were watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Game
his
changer
accent in
for King's English.
his accent in the German version is rubbish. It just doesn't sound English.
Yeah, it doesn't sound anything like him.
I mean, don't think then again. It does just feel like there are scenes that they've put in to like not even a cheap laugh, but like are just unnecessary. The Stephen Fry naked scene just doesn't.
Well,
need to be
apparently
at all.
He suggested that, and he wanted to do it completely naked, and then they said no, we're not going to do that. And apparently, he spent most of the time on set in very little clothes to the and he said it was very liberating. So a different part of Stephen Fry's world in his career. But
I think you say you're just an actor and you're like the fourth most important character in this movie, so actually just do what you're told.
Well, but it is the Stephen Fry, so do you really tell him? I mean, he's basically he's like, I'm not going to be in this movie. This movie will be ruined. You'd be like, no, that's I know, but you wouldn't tell Stephen Fry off, would he? He's like, national treasure. If he wants to take his clothes off, you let him take his clothes off.
It's not even like
this, a couple of drinks keeps revealing everything.
But like, there's no way this was even being filmed in a warm climate. Like, why did he need to have his clothes off all the time?
Yeah, I don't know.
Seems like
it is
a wild demand.
Yes, it does seem a strange part of his life. He might have been going through some stuff maybe at that time. But, I mean, yes, you're right. It doesn't. That's definitely not needed, is it? That scene. It's a bit bizarre, and it's a shame because you kind of loses his gravitas. I think a little bit. Like he does obviously then become like just this crazy eccentric version of Minecraft. But you're like, but it does. I think it's a bit, you don't need it, do you? Less
is more. And then, because then you have the bit with the waiter and the waiter like stumbling and you're just a bit like, why have we gone into another movie all of a sudden? It's just, just a bit strange.
Are we going to end up hating the movie by the end of this because the way we're pulling it apart?
So I'm going to move that part around to that bit, and then can someone get Guy Ritchie in to edit this, because this is going to be really helpful.
Well, and I would say one of my notes when I was watching it, which is something that's leveled at me almost daily, is that I don't think it's as clever as it thinks it is. And I think that's
God, we need to get that t-shirt for you, don't we?
I've got it as a tattoo. That was one of the whiskey nights. We don't talk about it.
Wow.
But I do think it's a bit disappointing that really the whole thing is just about money, and Moriarty's just wants to make money from a war. You're just a bit like,
I mean, you say that,
and especially
it couldn't be more apt at the moment, could it?
I mean, it's ahead of its time, obviously, but he wasn't putting money on when it was going to happen. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like, and again, kind of with the Cumberbatch version, and I would shout out Andrew Scott, because I do think that he is. I mean, he's got that just craziness in his eyes.
So you think he's a better Moriarty?
BBC version. I do, because I also think with the end scene here, where they're like playing out what happens in the fight, the guy seems like he's like 60, and I'm just like, well, just give him hit him hard, and I think he's gonna go down. His hip's gonna go out or something. I don't get that he would be able to have a fight with RDJ, even though he had the hook in his shoulder. I just don't buy that. He doesn't have any physical
so much
presence
about you.
I don't know.
Hiding kids away, taking on 60-year-olds, fighting 6-year-olds. Wow, what has happened to you?
If you're having a fight with a 6-year-old,
do you need to stay off these old fashions? I think if I'm in a fight with a 6-year-old, something's gone wrong.
You've been put in a different weight class. No, and then like the fact that he solves it all because his flowers aren't living. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think. For me, it just the plot, because especially like, and I think that's why the first one works so well, and that's what this is a great action movie. It's not. I don't think it's a good Sherlock Holmes movie, because the entire thing with Sherlock Holmes is that it's supposed to be like improbable and like bordering on supernatural, right? And you're never really sure whether it is something a little bit different or it's just very logical, which I think they really get right in the first one. Whereas this, it's a bit like, well, Moriarty killed a bunch of people, and then he has his Watson as well, who just vanishes at the end of the film. That never gets resolved. he kills the guy who was going to be the assassin, right? And then he just walks up the staircase, and then like nothing.
Maybe he'll be in the third one.
Okay. Yeah,
maybe. But like almost, and then Watson gets up to follow him. It's almost like they filmed something that they just sort of forgot to include in the film, or maybe they edited it out for that Stephen Fry scene, and so they just
like,
didn't
this
have any
isn't
time.
in there. Why isn't it in the final cut?
But I felt that. Yeah, I felt like Moriarty isn't as strong. It's in the first one, it's thingy, isn't it? Mark Strong, I think, is the bad guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the villain. Yeah. I think Mark Strong's
and
very
that's the thing.
good.
I think it's almost if you have a stronger Moriarty in this, then I think like you don't rely as much on RDJ and Jude Law, and like
I think Moriarty's good. I don't think there's enough scenes with him, and like I think the actor does a good job. But I think to your point, like. There's not enough really with him to actually see building what he's actually doing. He just gets sort of unveiled at the end, right, when Robert Downey Jr. is looking through the glass in the sort of cell. So he goes, he's trying to start a war with everyone. So you don't really see, I don't think, enough scenes of him really. Whereas I do think there's a lot more of Mark Strong in the first one. I do think it's a better even split. I think the first one's a much better dynamic of exactly who should be doing what and who does what scenes and how it all interacts together. And I think you're right. This is a bit more like, it's almost like an explosive bromance film. It's just them two and then explosions, which I think that's why it doesn't work as well. I think they didn't quite get this one right. It's still good and enjoyable, but I think Moriarty, I thought he was good, but he just doesn't get anywhere near. Like, if you think about how many scenes he's in hardly any scenes. And then the scenes he's in, I think, is good. Like when he's in the...
Well, some of them are like, like where he's doing the book signing and he's speaking French. Like, they could have put in an extra Stephen Fry's naked scene for that instead.
That's true.
But that's almost the thing, isn't it? You're only as good as your villain in some ways.
Right? Yes. If that's your other tattoo.
If you're making this. That's
we're not allowed to tell people who that is yet. We're still restraining order.
That's what I see when I drink whiskey. But I think for an action movie, like you need a villain that you're not rooting for, but like. I just don't think you don't get enough from him. I don't think you get that counterbalance.
No, I think that's fair. I think there's not enough scenes of him, so I don't think he gets enough to build, which is a shame because obviously Moriarty is the key villain really for Sherlock, right? So you kind of blown it by you've used him up and didn't use him as well as you should have done. So it's a bit of a shame because you can't really bring him back either on the third one. I don't think that would make sense. I think you just got to go brand new again and get something else in completely new. If they ever get to it.
I would say the only question that I have is that when they're escaping from the arms factory and Moriarty's mate just turns around to one guy and he says, if they get away, you're a dead man. And like there's like 20 people there. And you're like, why is it his responsibility?
He's closest.
why are you putting it all on him?
Never be the slowest person. You're too close to him. He's like, you'll do. You'll do.
It's your responsibility. Well, what about Frank? Isn't it Frank's responsibility as well? Isn't it actually your responsibility that they don't get away?
Yeah.
Why are you going to kill me?
Frank's still in the toilet. He's wise. He's like, I'm not waiting. I'll wait until he said who he's going to kill. Then I'll come out.
Never be running with the main bad guy because he's just going to get into trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
well,
scores.
With that, on to the scores. So it's quite tricky ones actually. This week, I went a bit back and forth on them.
Okay.
So first watch, I went with 88 actually, because I remember expectations were high, but it was something again you hadn't really seen so much, and I think it's only. All of the I agree with him planning the fights and stuff. Again, it's good, but then they do it 3 times, and you're a bit like, okay, we've seen this. I'm not sure that it sort of slows things down for street fights as well. In the first one, I think it's the fact that it's in a boxing ring and makes way more sense, right? Because he's like, okay, I need to finish this quickly. Whereas this is like, I'm in the street. I need to now plan it.
Yeah, true. Yeah. You could have just flowed that one forward.
But I think, that's the thing. But I think at the time it was the first time, and then you have the scene with the in the forest, which is an amazing scene. Yeah, and you were like, wow, this is really ratcheted up from the first one, and this is great. And maybe you were more into the action than you were.
And everyone saw it at the cinema in those days because it was olden times. So it was bigger screen, so it had more impact. You weren't also looking at your phone, trying to work out when your laptop's about to arrive,
You didn't get halfway through and go, am I just translating this really quickly, or are they speaking in German?
Oh, that would be the best. Yeah. You're like,
that would be awesome. The oil lamps are down in front of the stage where they're playing the film, and there's a guy on the piano playing it. It was back in olden times. So
olden times. So rewatch.
So 88. So rewatch. So I started at 71.
I'd say that was
but
high.
I reduced down to 62.
Yeah, fair.
Because actually, I do think that Cumberbatch is more rewatchable.
Yes, I think than this film. Yeah, definitely.
And I do feel like it feels a bit more like now that, okay, well, you've got your shtick, you've got your fast talking, you've got your planning the fight, and it just feels like it's a bit sort of done by numbers.
I think we didn't, and I know we probably need to go back a bit. You alluded to this, Carla. You were talking about, they didn't have Rachel McAdams in it, and I think Rachel McAdams is so good in the first one, and her character's really good. What did you guys think of the alternative that they kind of bring in for her? I was like, the story just wasn't needed. I didn't think she was very good.
100% agree.
Yeah.
No, but I think there were lots of fun scenes associated with her storyline, like the hedgehog goulash and the chase scene and all of that stuff when they first meet her. But I kind of thought the majority of her storyline was a bit redundant, was crowbarred in there, and it really didn't need to be. But I agree with you, Andy. It's not her fault. It was just I guess they needed another female lead somehow intertwined with the story. But then just keep Rachel alive.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're sort of I think they the whole wedding thing in and keeping in Watson's wife, Mary. I don't know, either have him as a character or don't. It's kind of why are you? It's just a non. We're here, okay. Oh, you've got to go. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Oh, you're back. Great. It's just why add this character in? Just say that she's gone away somewhere or something. I don't understand why they just do that. But I think Rachel McAdams is definitely missed in this film.
Yeah. Well, no, and I think that's why it feels a bit like maybe they were in the editing room and they were like, oh, it's great when RDJ and Jude Law are just cooking. Let's have them in. And then
no one looked to the whole film.
characters almost suffer for it, right? There's not enough to go around without it.
Well, true. And it's a shame because you think about it's a very like all-star cast. There's a lot of good people in it, and I think you're right. They overdo the scenes with those two a bit more. But yes, well then straight on to level of romance. Then that was a good segue.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of which, I went for 45. With sort of a romance, in a 19th century type. It's quite.
I think
quite
that's
romantic, just as a setting. Yeah, it was a little bit.
There's no romance in this film at all. Like
there's a wedding.
Yes, there's a wedding, but it's posh.
I think that's like instantly 30 points. Wedding.
Yeah, exactly. Any wedding is just
wow.
Yeah, no, but like almost maybe romantic with the small R or capital R. Like this is 19th century, and it's a bit like
okay.
Yeah,
you enjoyed the architecture and I must say the scenery is impressive, and like the the castle at the end and the stuff they use. It does feel of that time. Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, God, is that what has happened to us? We got to an age where we're adding points to romance of centuries. What has happened?
I mean that basically it puts this romantic wise. It puts this between BMX Bandits and Drive. So let's not say that it's like really high score for it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of romance in BMX Bandits, as we know.
Yeah, well, I guess there is also like tearful romance when Sherlock has the handkerchief and there's like a longing.
I mean,
there's a few.
I'll take it.
5 points.
I'm happy to have the extra points on my film. I wouldn't have given it 45, but yeah.
Well, but it's almost because they don't then make Numi the like a romantic object for him, which is interesting.
Yeah,
like they don't actually go down that road, right? There's zero chemistry between her and anyone else. So it's not like they are just replacing Rachel McAdams.
No,
and the bromance points.
Yes,
surely.
I guess it's a bromance. Yes, yeah. All right, action then. I mean, your one word reaction was explosions. So
yeah. So I would say I was sort of trying to make it fit in. I would say trying to fit it in. My Roadhouse score looks high now. I would say.
No way. Do you want to explain that to Carla?
I'm still happy with Total Recall being 98 out of 100. Roadhouse at 92 seems high in retrospect.
To be honest, there is quite a bit of action in Roadhouse, and it's generally pretty graphic as well.
It's just fighting. It's just fighting.
No.
So I wanted to put it above Roadhouse, so I gave it 93.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was just the set pieces. The set pieces are brilliant, and
like
the action. You've got set piece after set piece, really.
Wow.
I would say as an interesting action movie, I would do that. You think that's high? Do you?
I'd say it was high. I'd say like it's good, but if I think like what 100 would be and work backwards from there, I don't think this would be 93. But you use a different scale that I don't understand, and even the most intelligent scientists don't understand.
You use the 80s scale. We've covered this.
It's your scoring.
Because the action pieces.
Good.
The action pieces, the action sequences are more spectacular than anything else. You get, he blows he shoots someone with a tank. That's got to be worth at least 10.
But then are you weighting it
points?
The volume of the film? Because there's only like 3 big action scenes.
So quantity or quality?
There's more than 3.
I feel like there was some sort of action scene every 10.
I guess, if you take the little ones as well,
The train scene, the chase scene in the when they first meet the fortune teller lady.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, in the house, and then the street fight as well when he's chasing after Rachel McAdams.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You guys have convinced
No.
me. I'm willing to accept 93. Great news.
It's got to be done.
Right. Soundtrack.
So no songs, but a very good Hans Zimmer score.
Yeah.
So because of that, then it's going into the score. So I gave it 60.
Wow. Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem you have,
I would
Andy,
say
is
that
you keep looking at your old scores. And we've told you not to bother because we've all made mistakes early on. And you're trying to work around those mistakes.
I would,
Wow,
but I would say like
60.
they had the Sherlock Holmes like score, the bit that he does.
Yeah.
Almost, I think that's quite iconic. Like the
is.
actual score that he puts.
But what was the thing that we
Hans Zimmer.
had? Well, we had someone that had the similar. I can't remember what film it was now, where they had like one is exactly the same. It was like one song that was like well known. I can't remember. Maybe it was Jurassic Park. I don't know. Well, look, I'm not gonna diss
The
it.
score of Jurassic Park.
I can't remember. What did we? Yeah.
That's just how it works. I mean, just Hans Zimmer. You got to,
fair enough.
who are we to argue with how good he is?
That is not me. Someone else.
Yeah. So 60. Best lines.
Yes, best line.
So I liked, out of all of the kind of back and forth, will your beard be with us all evening? I'll remove it once we're south of Trafalgar Square. Just made me laugh.
Yeah.
And then I think the my horror at your crimes is matched only by my admiration of the skill it took to achieve them. Pretty much like sums up the movie in one quote. So there's a lot of good dialogue back and forth, but yeah, those were the two that I thought I'd put forward.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I like the latter one. It's good. Impressive.
Yeah. Any other lines for you guys that you remember?
I had that one at the start when Watson goes back in to see Sherlock in the house, and he's just going to see him, and he's just like, "How many times are you going to kill my dog?" And I thought,
Oh yeah,
that was good. But yeah, what about you, Carla?
yeah. Well, I loved at the start, you're drinking embalming fluid. I just thought it was like a really good way to set their dynamic there. Then in that scene with where they're eating the hedgehog goulash, and Sherlock goes, "She offered us her hedgehog." I don't know why that killed me. And then of course when the big German.
I do like it in that bit where they say, I can't remember when I had a better hedgehog goulash. And
exactly.
When was the last time you had it? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But then there's a scene later on when they take out it's the forest scene, and the German says, "Time to introduce little Hansel."
Yeah.
That's the weapon. I was just like, of course.
That was funny. Yeah.
There
is funny, like they in the first film, Watson uses his cane quite a bit. Like that, cane's not needed at all in the second film. He's very agile and needs to be. Yeah.
He comes up with a limp every now and again. I would say the embalming fluid is very with nail and eye, and I feel like there's a bit of with nail and eye to the whole dynamic as well in this one, a bit more.
I think you could almost you could almost have a side film which would be just those two, and it would be them just 100% them two just cooking and also drinking embalming fluid.
Just Stephen Fry walking around naked in the background.
Just coming past every now and then with a tray. Yeah, I could see that. I could see them doing a modern with now and I. That could be quite funny. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to this mashup because this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
so you have to guess the film from season 1 that we're doing the mashup with, Carla. Obviously, you've listened to all of season 1, so you'll know the films off by heart.
Yep.
The title is Rewind of Shadows. They've not gone particularly complicated on that one. Holmes and Watson investigate a string of crimes that keep resetting overnight. Witnesses change, evidence shifts, and the city feels like it's being edited. A warehouse raid turns up strange film reels labelled with real events, suggesting someone is recording London and replaying it until the outcome is perfect. Their trail leads to a struggling neighbourhood cinema where 2 locals remake famous films with homemade props to stay afloat. Holmes realises that they're being fed fragments of real crimes and manipulated into reenacting them, unwittingly helping a mastermind test drive a conspiracy. As the final cut approaches, meant to trigger a citywide catastrophe, Holmes fights back by planting false beats into the reenactments, forcing the villain to follow the wrong script. In the end, the truth is exposed on the big screen, and London learns it was nearly destroyed by a story refined until it became reality.
Wow. Nice. That sounds better than both films. Do you know what it is, Carla?
It's no, she's no
Empire
no idea.
Records.
She's wandered back up to the
bar.
Not
far off.
I'm trying to think. No, I don't know.
Be Kind, Rewind.
Yeah.
The classic.
Yeah. That no one's seen.
Yeah, it's it sort of just about gets there, doesn't it? It lays it on a bit heavy, but then you're like, oh no, actually, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I think
keeps learning.
It makes some adjustments, isn't it? So my scores then: Be Kind, Rewind, first watch, 56.
I feel like we're going to go downhill from here.
I mean, yes. Rewatch 45. Level of romance
45.
There's not really any romance in this in Be Kind, Rewind, so I went with 18. Kept that low. Action
18.
There's a good amount of like fun action, I would say. So yeah. Generously, I said 54. I think that's high, but I'll give you 54. And then soundtrack, not Hans Zimmer, so 44.
Oh,
so
tough times for Be Kind, Rewind.
It is. I mean, not. It's an okay film, right? It's not the best film in the world, but it's an okay. But great quotes, and the one that I went with was I will shoot you and I know robot karate. Great line.
It's classic.
Yeah.
It's classic. I think we just award that the winner if best line comes up today.
Do you want to roll or should I roll?
Are you rolling?
I'll
Have you
roll.
got your dice?
Here we go. It is action, which is
Yeah,
so
well,
you win again.
I mean, 93. the high action score. You're happy with it now?
Yeah, I mean, you with the point, but yes, I definitely think in terms of level of action, Sherlock Holmes should definitely be Kind, Rewind. So I think that's probably the right outcome.
It's definitely it's definitely got more there.
Yeah,
we will tally the scores at some stage and find out
we should do,
exactly who's ahead. But not today.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
So what would what did you have for what would the main characters be doing today?
Yeah. Carla, what do you have here?
I kind of thought Sherlock Holmes would have been committed.
Yeah. It's a high chance. Very high chance.
And and Watson would just be retired with his wife and trying to recover from everything
just the trauma
he's gone through.
Yeah. He goes to see a therapist
Not
every
even
day.
visiting Sherlock.
Yeah, he can't. The PTSD he comes back too much. Yeah, wow. That's a dark finish to the end of the bromance, isn't it?
Well, yeah, they'd both be heavily medicated, I'm sure.
That's true. So in some ways they'd be happy. Yeah. What about you, Andy?
Well, I think it's interesting with Sherlock Holmes just as a character, obviously, like part of it is the amount of research that he does, and he's always learning new stuff. But like now there's just an unlimited amount of shit that you can try and learn. And so I was trying to think of like Sherlock Holmes with Instagram and TikTok and just the amount of content that he would have to try and keep up with, and they'd just be there like babbling that, you know. And then there was a cat video, and then there was an AI video about doing gymnastics, but the man folds around the gymnastics bar, and then someone was gambling on how many cars went through the intersection, and then there was someone gambling on when the Iran war would start. And there would just be, with the amount of conspiracy theories and just content, it just completely destroys Sherlock Holmes. He would just never do anything, and it just end up just in his room on Instagram trying to complete it, and he just never would.
I could see that.
Never get
Can you
ahead.
imagine how much that would like mess with his head? Like the idea of being able to absorb everything on Instagram, and not only just everything, just the craziness of the rest of the world's minds put into his. Yes, that would be interesting.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a while until we see a Sherlock Holmes character set in the modern day, because logic and research don't seem to be things that we're valuing as societies these days. So
I wonder if he'll become a robot. It'll be like an AI Sherlock. That's going to be the next one. That would be sad.
No, Lord.
Yeah, that would be bad. Well, I had Sherlock opens a CBD shop in California, and he's selling A-grade stuff. I had that.
Is this Sherlock or is it RDJ?
Yeah, it could be either. Moriarty, you might recognize this as a similar something that might have happened. He builds up an entire empire of investments, mainly through hotels, the odd golf course, to finish his master plan. And then Watson.
Unfortunately, there is a photo of him peeing on someone, and so he's brought down at the last.
Yes, and then that was the one thing that somehow defeats him. Watson ends up hosting Embarrassing Bodies on Channel 4.
Nice.
Love that.
Yeah, he's got to get some money still, isn't he? So,
That's all of those are quite believable, actually.
I do. I love the moment when Holmes crashes back through the window at the gambling house, and like everyone just takes a minute and is like, wait, and then everyone just dives on the money, and he's trying to get his money back. I do like that bit.
Nice.
Just wall-to-wall action. That. I mean, going back to the 93 for action, they're having a fight in the gambling house. They fall out of a window.
Yeah.
He lands. They then have another fight. They're then pulled into a cockfight for some reason.
Yeah.
And they're made to fight each other again before then they both escape and fight again in the game. I mean,
you're right. There is a lot of action.
That's not 93 action. I'm not sure what is.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's definitely more than Roadhouse. I can't argue with that. But, it doesn't have naked Tai Chi, so it's hard. It swings around about us.
No one pulls someone's throat out of there.
Yes.
And so, anything? What would you change then? Well, I mean, we've kind of talked a lot about the kind of the editing and stuff, or just that sort of maybe
I think I would just remove the whole brother and Madam Sinma whole piece. That whole story is not needed at all. Yeah. Get rid of all that. Bring Rachel McAdams in, fill her character up, get more scenes with Moriarty. You just don't need any of that at all. It's completely irrelevant, other than, oh, right, so that means the brother's going to be changing his face and he's going to be the person that tries to kill them. Like you just didn't need any of it, I don't think, personally. So I would have removed
It's like
that.
a whole other film storyline in a way, like it underdeveloped as well.
Yeah.
So I agree.
The only thing is you get the hedgehog goulash. That's the only, which we've mentioned about 4 times so far. So that's the only good thing to come out of that.
So much plot just for a hedgehog goulash joke.
What I would change is I would call it Sherlock Holmes hedgehog goulash, and that would.
And then you can remove the rest of the scenes, and then it'll be like, why was it called hedgehog goulash? Yeah, we edited that one. Pulled that out.
Just that scene repeated for 2 hours.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because
game of
hedgehogs. I don't think you get anything at all from that storyline at all. Like, if you think about it, I'm like, I don't understand why they add it in at all. Like, it's completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
Just so it helps. Yeah, helps them get across borders. Like the fact that they're with the Romanese and stuff. But yeah, for sure.
You know, you just presume they all die, right?
Apart from her.
Yeah. Great news.
They get picked off. They get picked off one by one. You're just like, yeah. But the crack marksman who can get someone running for a train, but then can't hit Watson when he's sitting behind a barrel.
Yeah.
But he gets away scot-free, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I had just Richard E. Grant for Mycroft.
Ooh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. Interesting.
I think that's he's got that energy.
Yeah.
Did this film make you dislike Stephen Fry more than you did?
No, I just
we already know you're a big Stephen Fry hater. So
that's other tattoo. I hate Stephen Fry.
The big one on your chest.
that would have been a Twitter spat. Is Stephen Fry still on Twitter? He was like one of the first. He was like the person who almost got Twitter going in the UK. I remember back in the day, he was basically Nemesis. Like the main British person on Twitter, wasn't he?
How dare he?
Yeah.
How very
now look at him.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's naked in films. Look what's gone on.
Yeah, making people uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
ruining characters.
Doesn't have his own podcast. Oh, hold on.
Twitter.
Does he? He probably does. Yeah.
It probably has like 5. No, I just his what he brings to the film is just completely out of setting with the film.
Yeah,
but that's just me. What one 3-star reviewer has even bigger problems with this film.
Oh, here we go.
He just wants to say, and I just can't think that it is nothing but a he. A note about the salient chess theme in A Game of Shadows. How could they have not spotted that the Black King and Queen are positioned incorrectly, the wrong way round, on the chessboard in Moriarty's college office scene at 0 hours, 39 minutes, 56 seconds?
Wow.
The initial chess piece layout in the film in this scene at 0 hours, 39 minutes, 56 seconds clearly shows the Black Queen placed on a white square. Sheer craziness.
It is.
Thus positioning it directly opposite White's poor king. A tragic movie mistake that spoils the whole film.
The whole film. Wow. Everything before that ruined, and then everything after it. I mean, I could say, you could say everything ruined after it, but not once. It ruined everything before it as well. Wow.
Do you remember the chessboard at 39 minutes 56 seconds?
I remember
it's maybe in the background a little obscurely.
So random.
Not so.
That's so bizarre.
Completely ruined the film. So much so that he had to write a 3-star review.
Well, there you go.
You kind of have to have respect for that attention to detail.
Yes, that's crazy, isn't it? Well, there you go.
Or you go to the same institute that you think Sherlock will be in. So.
Yeah, they're in the same padded cell.
Someone else also, I think, agrees with you a little bit, Carla. I thoroughly enjoy a good bit of Sherlock, but this sequel just doesn't capture the viewer's mind as well as the first one. Good acting, but the direction of the film was an embarrassment to the industry.
What?
Just a Guy Ritchie knockoff. Oh, wait. No, it was actually Guy Ritchie.
Was that from Carla? Was that originally in German?
I can't believe how much this director is stealing from Guy Ritchie. Oh, no, it's Guy Ritchie.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
And then Someone else just, now that I'm sitting here making the effort, I find it's very difficult to write a review of this film, which perhaps says it all.
About their
Why
life
have you-
or
why have you
about
in?
this film?
Why have you in? Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people are scary.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not
not
as
not
scary
some.
as the last one. The person said, "It works. What more can I ask for?" From a film,
Mm.
I think more.
Yeah.
More than it works.
Uh,
Just in my opinion. I think that's
Yeah.
you should expect more than the DVD works.
We should probably
from a
start
film.
contacting some of these people. I'm getting a little bit worried about them. We should maybe start replying. Just be like,
It's from
That is
a long time ago.
German review I've ever heard in my life, by the way. Like when they eat a meal that they like, they're like, yeah, you can eat it.
you can do
Yeah.
it.
It works.
It was
Yeah.
edible.
It works. Oh dear.
So good.
So Kev,
Yeah, ranking.
it's number 84
Yes.
on your list so far. You do not bring rhyme or reason to
Yes.
your numbers, so I presume that it could go anywhere at the moment.
Yeah.
We've got 10 film blank at various points, but yeah, where are you putting it?
Well, funnily enough, it's the number of the day. I've actually put it in at 93. So it's there you go. 93 for action and 93 on my list. So enjoy that.
Wow.
So yes, moves down a few spots. What
So
about
where
you?
does that where does that go in between?
It
93?
is.
Let me,
You'll love this. It's just above All Dogs Go to Heaven. So Poppy's favorite film of all time.
Okay.
Yeah. And then number 90 is the next one, which is Haunted Honeymoon, which I think I would rather watch Haunted Honeymoon again than this. It's
I think I'm keeping track. Actually, I think you actually redid Haunted Honeymoon to 98 at one stage.
Oh, that's true. I did. Oh no, you did 98.
Which also
mine's 90.
Yeah. And then also The Mask, which you also put at 98. So we'll go back through.
You did 98. My list says number 90. You could go back and listen, but I got it as number 90 and The Mask at 98. So I'll leave it at that, because remember, I've still got Total Recall at 97, which was a travesty because actually that was a much better film than most of the films we've watched. But you know, you live by the sword, you die by the queen on the white square. So what about you then, Andy? Where's it going on your
section?
No,
I think it's I put it in the good. I didn't top of the good, so I put it at 84. I think it's a good film, and just as we've said, I think they over egg it a bit. On this watch, I got a little bit of Iron Man 2 energy from it. That's all I'm going to say. We're a bit like, yeah, exactly. You're a bit like, this is a sequel where you've just tried to do the bits that you think work, but that means that,
they kind of
but it's still really enjoyable.
Yeah, they kind of remind me almost like a modern adventure film now. Like I feel like I can see this being on at Christmas and everyone just, opening the presents and watching a bit of it on the TV. I kind of feel like it gives that sort of vibes these days.
It's very non-offensive as well, isn't it? They're like the violence is like adventure violence. Funnily enough, watched National Treasure at the weekend with Poppy, and it's the same. Like there is like shooting and stuff, but no one really dies. Visibly, or there's it's very sanitary, and even with the action sequences in the forest and stuff, people are dying, but they're kind of dying at the back of the frame, and there's nothing sort of graphic. So I think this is almost a family film now. In a way,
it's all. I think the first one's like that. I think the first from memory was more graphic. But I think this one definitely is. I
think it's way darker as well. The first one,
great news.
It's like supernatural. So I think the first one is actually pretty dark, whereas this one was very light in comparison. So
all right, fair enough.
Nice. So on to next week.
Well, next week, so we go from 2011 to 2016. We go from action to animation. We go from 129 minutes to 108 minutes. Now, this was going to blow your mind. get ready for this. I'll bet you can't wait to watch this film. Rotten Tomato audience score 92. Rotten Tomato critic score 98. So, and an unheard of 8 on IMDb, which is almost impossible to get out of the 6s. So that's done well.
Only 4 people have voted for it, or it's very popular.
Yes, that's true. Very impressive scores though, for which I think after you watch the film you'd agree. But number of explosions, not quite as many as Sherlock, 0. Number of deaths, 0. Number of animated characters, an average of about 1,000. So really layers into the animation. So the description is: a rookie rabbit and a hustle-prone fox find that in a concrete jungle, anyone can be framed. So, yeah. Any ideas on what that might be?
Original Robin Hood. It is. That's the
Could be. Yeah.
I think
Was
this
there- was
might
there a
also
rabbit
be
in that
one
one?
of my favorite films.
Oh, there you go. You might have helped added to
Ah.
that 92%. Do you want to guess, Carla?
Well, tell me what you said as the description again.
A rookie rabbit and a hustle-prone fox.
It's not that cryptic.
Yeah. Find that in a concrete jungle, anyone can be framed.
Yeah, it is Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
It's not. No. But that would be a very
don't-
good description for Roger Rabbit, to be fair.
And I was like, I don't know a fox that you're
Yes.
talking about, and the animation.
That would be a good description.
Jessica
for,
Rabbit, is that? Is
Yeah.
that one?
I mean, it might be on the list. So I might reuse this. And then
It's
just
one of my
pull-
favorite films.
Yeah.
Only from memory, the last time I watched it was as a kid, so I'm like,
I
I
know.
can't remember.
This is one of the worst things. Obviously, and obviously you went through this on your list, Andy, and this now going through my list is some of the ones on here that you watched when you were a kid and you have such fond memories, and you're like, oh yeah, that's on my list, and it just ruins it. Like we watched All Dogs Go to Heaven, which I think the first film I remember going to the cinema, and it's horrifically terrible. So it's like,
Wait, but what is this one?
you'll have to
really
listen to find out.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, she's definitely had
sorry, I
enough
thought
gin,
that
Andy.
was a
It's time to close the bar.
It's quite late
Well,
here,
speaking
guys.
of-
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a delay, but we're all in the same room. It's just the gin talking.
It's
now.
just the gin.
Sorry, here I meant like here mentally.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, funnily enough, after All Dogs Go to Heaven, maybe we'll have to have our guest back to
help us
to
with that
review
film.
this one as well, and we'll be out on the balcony again.
Yeah.
Thanks, Carla, for coming down to the bar and for watching a film 1.5 times. It's great to see you. Great to have you down again.
Yeah.
The bilingual journey. I loved it. Thank you.
Thanks to Tom Miller for the theme song as ever. I think we're just gonna finish off the gin for Carla and then try and get her out of the bar at this stage. But we'll see you next week.